In this video, we're going to be taking a look at filters. Filters cut frequencies out, and they do this in a few different ways. Here I have the EQ3 7-band plugin from the earlier video on parametric EQ, but this time we're going to ignore the 5 primary bands and we're going to concentrate on the filters right here. The HPF or high pass filter and the LPF or low pass filter. I have this on a lead guitar track. Here's what it sounds like with nothing affecting it. Pretty cool. Now I'm going to turn this high pass filter on by pressing the N button. I'm going to raise this frequency knob up and you can see this sort of gray area here. All of these frequencies, these low frequencies, are now cut. And this is kind of a gentle curve, and we can increase the severity of that curve with the Q factor. All right, so let's listen to this and just kind of play around with it to see how it affects the guitar. So we're filtering out everything now below 2.25 kilohertz, and we're only allowing the high frequencies to pass. That's why it's called a high pass filter. Now I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to turn the low pass filter on, and it does the same thing just in reverse. It's going to cut the high frequencies and let the low frequencies pass. And so you can hear it's cutting out most of the guitar sound because it lives up here, and it's letting the low frequencies through. If we do have a gentler curve, it will still filter. It'll just be less dramatic. So high pass filter, low pass filter. If we use them at the same time, then we get what's called a band pass filter. Some plugins will have a dedicated band pass filter. With EQ3 7-band, you achieve this by enacting both filters at the same time. Now it's cutting out the highs and lows and only allowing the mids to go through. So it's allowing this band of frequencies to pass, and it's cutting out the lows and it's cutting out the highs, hence the name band pass filter. Now there is another kind of filter, but to get to that we need to exit out of here. I'm going to bypass that and put it away, and I'm going to get out EQ3 1-band. This is the little brother of the 7-band version, and it has one band, and then it has all these different types. You can have a bell shape, a shelf shape, a high pass filter, a low pass filter. But we're going to concentrate on this one. This is a notch filter. So this is sort of the opposite of a band pass. It's a band notch. It's going to cut out a group of frequencies in the middle. There is a frequency control, so you can adjust the center frequency, and the Q adjusts the width of the cut. So the real time you use a notch filter is when you have like a really annoying or troublesome frequency that, is just poking out too much, or maybe there's some feedback issues. You would use a notch filter in a live setting if you had a particularly noisy ring in one set of frequencies. Be careful with the notch filters because, if the Q is too wide, you're going to end up cutting out a lot of sound that will give character to your instruments and voices. But those are the filters. You basically have a high pass filter, a low pass filter, a band pass filter, or a notch filter. And you can use them in conjunction with your other EQ tools to sculpt your sound to a very high degree.